This is Optimal Health Daily, episode 1313. Minimally Effective Dose, or MED. The Goldilocks of Training Dosage, Part 1, by Kate Galliett of fitforreallife.com. And I'm Dr. Neil, your host and narrator. Welcome back to another edition of Optimal Health Daily, or welcome for the first time if you're new here. This is the podcast where I act as your very own personal narrator and read to you from the most popular health and fitness blogs online, and always with a bit of my commentary at the end. Now, today's post is a bit on the longer side, so as usual, I'll read the first half today and then finish it up for you tomorrow. But with that, let's get right to it and hear part 1 of today's post as we optimize your life. Minimally Effective Dose, or MED. The Goldilocks of Training Dosage, Part 1, by Kate Galliett of fitforreallife.com. I straight up don't tolerate aches and pains that might be preventable. If there is even a smidge of, this might not have to be the way it is, I'm in for exploring how to make that a reality. That might be a flaw in my character, perhaps just a bit of perfectionism that still resides in my body. Either way, I feel that people should feel pretty darn good pretty much all of the time. I sent an email out to the folks who joined the wait list for the Unbreakable body to get to know them better. And in that email, I asked them how they feel their current movement quality is and what they'd like to achieve with better movement quality. Not even gonna lie, I cried as I read some of the replies that came in. There were folks trying to do things like running a marathon or hiking a mountain, and their body hurts, and they just couldn't figure it out. There are folks who just want a day when the bottoms of their feet don't ache, something they've tried to fix for years now, to no avail. Whether the person replying to me is an office worker who wants to do strength workouts after work and run around in the front yard like a kid again on the weekend, or maybe they're an endurance athlete or a mountain climber, there's one thing that unites them all. They want to feel pretty darn good and be able to do pretty much anything in their life. So, what's the hurdle standing in their way of feeling their very best in their daily lives? What's causing them to hurt when they try to do a sport they enjoy? What I found in my time working with hundreds of clients are 2 areas of need. 1, for some, they just need more knowledge. They just haven't been introduced to mobility work or have never learned where they have movement quality imbalances and address them. And 2, for others, it's a dosage issue. Dosages for things like strength work volume, strength work focus, mobility work duration, and mobility work location all need to be dialed in. The knowledge component is massive, and I've got a fair amount of content I share on Fit for Real Life that assists on the knowledge front. So today I'll cover the dosage component. First, a clarification on the word dosage. Dosage equals how much work to do, at what intensity to do that work, and when to do that work. When things go wrong, it's here. The modality can change, think more than one road to Rome, but if you fudge the dosage up, all bets are off. Strap in, my friend, we're heading out to find Goldilocks. If you're not from a part of the world that knows what Goldilocks is, sit tight, you're about to know. In the fable Goldilocks and the 3 Bears, a fictional character named Goldilocks ends up in a house owned by 3 bears. Why? I don't know. Upon entering the house, Goldilocks decides she is hungry and samples each bear's bowl of porridge that is just sitting there, cooling. The first bowl of porridge is too hot, and inevitably the next one is too cold, and finally the third is just right. Goldilocks then decides she is tired and needs a nap, so she tests the 3 bears' beds. Same thing happens here. One bed is too hard, one bed is too soft, and the one she likes best is just right. You are Goldilocks. You don't want too little strength and conditioning because you've heard time and time again just how good muscle is for every aspect of your health and fitness. And you want to make sure you're doing the most beneficial things at the right times so you can max out the benefits of said training methods. Plus, you don't have time to waste on things that aren't giving you maximum benefit. In addition, if you participate in a sport like I do, where you need to be on point for your sports practice or competition, then you want the benefits of strength and conditioning, but you are also keenly aware that excessive fatigue or soreness from strength and conditioning workouts can negatively affect your sports practice or race. Put simply, you need your just right dose of strength and conditioning. That just right dose, along with the solid foundation of knowledge, of course, is what will eliminate aches and pains, help you reach your true performance potential, and make the time you spend training more valuable. It's the 21st century version of Goldilocks. What is the minimum amount of work we can do to elicit the result we want and ensure we're not wasting time on anything that is non-essential to the goal? What's in your fitness pie? Imagine you have a pie or pie chart of fitness time, and it's partitioned up into all of the things you spend time on for fitness, like stretching, weightlifting, yoga, and running. Most folks who come to me for help could have their pie partitioned better and would notice immediate improvements in their fitness and a reduction in the aches and pains. So with my clients, the first thing I do is repartition the pie with them so that they're spending time on the items that will give the most benefit. This is what the pie of virtually every single person who comes to see me looks like. They perform mostly their favorite thing, like running, biking, boot camping, etc., and that consists of about 89% of the pie. Cross-training. If they're a cardio athlete, that means one strength session that's perhaps 30 minutes a week. If they're a boot camp type person, that means one bike riding or jogging day per week, and that takes up only about 9% of the pie. A bit of foam rolling on their IT band because they'd read that's what you should do for mobility takes up about 2% of their pie. The very first thing I do is figure out where they actually need to be using a foam roller, because chances are the IT bands aren't the problem. They're likely merely a symptom of a different issue. Not always. Yes, sometimes someone needs to roll their IT band, but the majority of people I get need more attention elsewhere. So we reallocate some of that time already being spent in the fitness pie to mobility work to help areas that aren't moving well, move well. Because from my standpoint, if you don't move well, what do you do well? To be continued. You just listened to part 1 of the post titled Minimally Effective Dose, or MED, the Goldilocks of Training Dosage, by Kate Galliett of fitforreallife.com. And I'll have some comments as usual, but first, thank you to Cozy Earth for their support. Cozy Earth makes a variety of bamboo products including sheets, duvet covers, comforters, pillowcases, loungewear, and more. Their quality will get you talking to your friends about it. Cozy Earth's bedding and loungewear sleeps 50% less humid than cotton. They're certified free of harmful chemicals, and their products come from an ethical supply chain, and they have a 10-year warranty on all bedding. You don't have to worry about pilling, and washing and drying is easy. It's safe in machines. I got their sheets, and they are the softest I've ever had. I don't think I can ever go back to cotton after using Cozy Earth. I actually look forward to getting into bed just for the feeling. You'll see what I mean when you try it for yourself. Go to CozyEarth.com to check out the great selection of bamboo bedding and loungewear. Optimal Health Daily listeners will receive an incredible discount of 40% off site-wide when you use promo code OHDPodcast. That's CozyEarth.com and use promo code OHDPodcast at checkout. That's the best deal they've offered, so thank you so much to Cozy Earth for that. Dr. Neal here for my commentary. My students and clients often ask me, Dr. Neal, you always talk about consistency. So what's the problem if I'm doing the same types of exercises every day? At least I'm being consistent, right? After all, that's what you wanted. Stop confusing me. And here's my response. You're absolutely right. Consistency is super important. But once you've become consistent, it's a good idea to mix things up a bit. So consistency is the first step, but then we need to expand on it. Why? Because just as Kate said in today's article, it will help you maximize your efficiency and therefore help you maximize your potential. It's the same reason I wouldn't recommend you lift the same amount of weight for weeks, months, and years. At some point, you want to change the weight you lift. Some days you'll lift heavier. Other days you'll lift lighter. Some days you'll perform 3 sets. Other days maybe 5 sets. This helps you maximize your potential. It's a good thing. So yes, while doing the activities you love will help you stay consistent, if you really want to maximize your health and wellness, let's add some variety. And we'll talk more about that tomorrow. All right, that's it for today, though. I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for sharing the show with someone. I'll be back here tomorrow to finish up this post, so I'll see you there where your optimal life awaits.